Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to another episode of the Red Hot Marriages podcast. Today, I want to share one simple communication skill that can dramatically improve connection in your marriage. And the best part is free, it's simple, and you can start using it today. Let's talk about validation. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. So, what is validation? Validation is one of the most important, most powerful things you can give to another human being. Did you hear what I just said? I said validation is one of the most important, one of the most powerful things you can give to another human being. Yet, it's one of the least practiced skills in marriage. Least practice. Wow. Many people think validation means agreement. It doesn't. Validation simply means I understand why you feel the way you do. Did you hear what I just said? I said validation simply means I understand why you feel the way you do. Remember, your spouse wants to feel seen and your spouse wants to feel heard. The quickest way to get them to feel seen and heard is through validation. Notice what validation didn't say. It doesn't say you're right. It doesn't say I agree with everything. No. But what it says is that I understand your experience. For example, instead of saying you're overreacting, try this instead. Try saying, I can see why that hurt you. Instead of saying, that wasn't my intention, try saying, I understand why you felt disappointed. See, validation makes people feel emotionally seen. And when people feel seen, when your spouse feels seen, they become less defensive. Connection increases, trust grows, and conversations become safer. Ask yourself, when my spouse shares something difficult, do I usually validate them, defend myself, explain myself, or try to fix it? Be honest. Remember, awareness is the first step toward growth, and we can't fix what we are not willing to acknowledge. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. We want this message to get out to as many couples as possible. So, before I get out of here, I want to give you your challenge for the week. And you will see a major shift in your conversation with your spouse once you start practicing this. So this week, I want you to practice this very simple phrase, one phrase. I want you to practice saying it. You want to know what it is? It is, I can understand why you feel that way. You say, oh, Coach Yolanda, that's too simple. No such thing. Remember, we are practicing validation. Validation makes your spouse feel seen and heard. When your spouse feels seen and heard, it increases your connection and your trust, Remember, our goal is to build emotional connection. And so you want to make sure your spouse is feeling validated. So this is your statement to practice. How long am I going to practice this? You're going to practice it until it becomes second nature because you always want to validate your spouse's feelings. Why? Your spouse comes to you, you are their safe haven. You are their best friend. You are the one person they should be able to open up their heart to. And if they tell you something that you said hurt their feelings, what they don't need from you is to belittle them or brush them off or make them feel like they're overreacting or that they shouldn't feel what they feel, because that's not going to increase intimacy. That's going to make them not come to you, not bring things to you, not open up to you. And that's the opposite of emotional connection. So by practicing this statement, what you're doing, you're validating their feeling. You're not saying that they're right to feel the way they feel. You're saying, I can see it from your point of view. And that's what validation is. I understand why you feel that way. I can see why that disappoint. Oh yeah, I can see how you probably misunderstood what I said. That's validation. Not shutting them down and making them feel like they're wrong for how they feel. You're going to use this during the conversation with your spouse this week. And then notice how the emotional atmosphere in the marriage begins to shift as you practice validation. Before I get out of here, I want you to know that people don't always need answers. Your spouse doesn't always need you to fix it. Sometimes what they really need is understanding. Validation is one of the greatest gifts you can give your spouse. And often the path back to emotional connection begins with making someone feel seen, heard, and understood. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Red Hot Marriages Podcast. If this episode encouraged you, be sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share it with another wife or a husband who you feel could benefit from this message. And ladies, if you're ready for deeper support, I'd love to invite you to join me in my Red Hot Marriages coaching community, where we have marriage trainings, practical tools, live coaching calls twice a month, and support from other women who really get you. Start your free 7-day trial by clicking the link in the show notes. Remember, healthy marriages are built intentionally. Until next time, keep choosing connection, communication, and intimacy. Bye for now.